I love K-pop. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Now for today's video, I'm doing a book recommendation video based on some of my favorite songs, specifically in the genre of K-pop. Now, I love K-pop and I don't really talk too much about it on my channel. I do have some videos sprinkled here and there that discusses K-dramas and K-pop culture and K-groups as well, which I find really fun, and it's definitely like a self-indulgence video that I do make for myself. But I do know that there are a couple of followers here on my channel that love K-pop as much as I do, and also there's always new viewers that click on my video that like K-pop and want to get more into reading. So this video will feature some recommendations of songs and books that I feel like that invokes the same emotions as the song. So if you're trying to get into more reading and you like a particular K-pop group song, then maybe this video is going to be perfect for you to pick the next book that you want to read while also listening to this song. So this video includes song recommendations from some of my favorite groups, including BTS, EXO, Day6, and many more single artists too as well. So let's get started with our recommendations. So right off the bat, I think we have to talk about the K-pop group that everybody is probably clicking on this video for. It's the K-pop group that have taken over music charts, no matter if it's the Korean music charts or the American music charts, and the group is known to be as BTS. Now, personally, I'm not a BTS stan, meaning I don't follow up on their latest news, I don't watch their shows, I don't watch variety programs with them on it, I don't collect their albums, but what I do is that I actually listen to their music, and I really enjoy their music, and I think that they're doing a fantastic job exploring different genres, and also I feel like that they have like a lot of stunning talent. Now, the song that I'm picking right now is actually a song that is not on the radio. It's just a song that was, I believe, put together for their game. So like I think they had a game and then they had like a whole album with songs dedicated for the game, and this song just stuck out to me the most and I love it so much. It's so angsty. This one's called Heartbeat. Now, if you don't know the song, Heartbeat is a song about unrequited love. The lyrics are very angsty and there's like the vocals are very yearning and it's very sad and emotional too as well. There's a lyric in there that basically begs their crush or the one that they truly love to love them back. So for the book recommendation, I do have one that is a historical romance recommendation. I tried to look for romance books that are from a variety of different genres because I read a variety different of subgenres of romance, so I wanted to pick out some that stuck with me. And when I think about yearning and when I think about unrequited love, I definitely think about this really angsty novel called The Earl Takes All by Lorraine Heath. And now this one was my first foray into historical romance that dealt with more taboo and maybe like more angsty and difficult subjects. So The Earl Takes All follows two characters who are actually twins, and what happens is that our hero is actually in love with his brother's wife, and they go on to this journey of exploration in a jungle, I believe, and then unfortunately his brother actually passes away. But before he passes away, he tells our hero to take care of our heroine because our heroine is about to give birth to their child, and then he doesn't want her to be so upset by his passing that she will lose the baby and also possibly put herself in danger as well. So our hero goes with this ludicrous plan to go try to pretend to be his brother while also dealing with his inner emotions of always being in love with his brother's wife for the longest time ever. And there's a lot of like internal monologue, or at least you know how our hero feels towards our main heroine. There's a lot of instances where you would think that she would reciprocate his feelings, and it was just so angsty and so wonderful, and it was definitely a historical romance that I haven't read before, and it was very unique. For the next song recommendation that I do have for you and book recommendation is actually one from one of my favorite solo artists. He actually comes from a very big group and it's called EXO. So EXO is one of my favorite groups. I still stan them a lot. It's unfortunate that everybody's off into the army or doing their solo projects and we don't really get very big group projects anymore, but I still love them so much and I still listen to their music. So Baekhyun is actually a solo artist now. He's still in the group, but he has his own solo career, plus he's doing things with Super M and he's doing other other things with like his other subunit groups. He's a very busy guy and he's in the military now, so we're not going to be getting much content from him for the next like year and a half, which is very disappointing because I love him so much and I love his voice. So the song that I picked from him is actually an OST song that he did for Romantic Doctor Kim. I think that's what the drama is called. I never watched that drama because he's not in it, and also because I just don't really care about that drama, but I saw the OST trending and I had to click on it because Baekhyun is like so good to me. So this song is called My Love, and My Love is about someone who really cares and deeply is in love with the person that they're in love with, and that they'll do anything to protect them, and that they will stand by their side and they will take care of them no matter through which circumstance they are in. And for this song, I picked a book recommendation called The Worst Best Man by Mia Sosa. And now this one I really enjoyed when I first read it back like I think 2 years ago. I'm eagerly awaiting for the next book from Mia. Going to be taking some time and it's going to actually be released next year. But this one really surprised me with how much I fell into the story and how addicting the read was. So The Worst Best Man is about our female heroine who is actually dumped by her fiance at her wedding, and she is jilted at the altar and she is heartbroken and she doesn't know what has happened, but she overhears a conversation and realizes that it's her fiance's brother that might have worked the idea that they weren't meant to be with each other and kind of made our fiance feel nervous and have cold feet. So he ran away, and now our heroine really hates her ex's brother. But what happens is that there is this project where they are organizing an event together, and our heroine is actually a wedding planner. Ex-fiance's brother, who is our hero, is actually a marketing director, I believe, and then they have to work together on this like one extravagant wedding together in order to save their businesses. And the reason why I picked this song relating to this book is because there are pivotal moments in the book where I found it to be really beautiful. There are quiet moments between our two characters who are working late at night and who are just chatting and getting along with each other. And there are moments where they might realize that they maybe have misjudged each other in the past and that they could have something special in the future. So I really enjoyed this one, and I felt like our hero did a really great job at protecting our heroine and actually standing up for our heroine, just like what the song actually suggests to as well. So the next song comes from a rookie artist and rookie group, and his name is Kim Yohan. So he actually is in a group called WeI, and I love WeI. They have become my favorite rookie group this year. I bought all their albums, I watched all their shows, and I listened to all their songs. I find them to be super hilarious on variety shows. They're so dramatic, and they're actually dubbed as like the comedic group because all they do is just crack jokes on the variety shows. It's like any video that I click on them on YouTube is very funny, and I always never fail to laugh. So Kim Yohan, or Yohan, is one of my favorite members in the group. He actually starred in Produce 101, which is like an idol survival program, and he was #1 by the end of the show, which was really sad because he was actually part of this group called X1, which I also really liked. But then X1 kind of dove into like this massive scandal where there was fake voting and like nobody really knew who was the real winners of the show. So basically, plagued by a lot of gossip and rumors, the band had to be disbanded. So Yohan actually returned back to his idol group and debuted with his idol group. But before that, he actually starred in a drama that I really loved called A Love So Beautiful. And then he also released his single song, which is called No More. So long story short, No More is a song about you liking someone and then that person taking a very long time to come back with their answer of whether or not they like you. And they can't take it no more, and they are struggling day by day just thinking about you, and they want you to be with them, and then there's outside influences that make it harder for them to accept your love, which I really like the song. It's definitely like a catchy summer bop. Now the book that I chose to relate this song back to is actually one that is new to me from Emma Hart. This one's called The Bookworm's Guide to Dating, and basically it's about our female heroine who is really bookish. She actually runs a bookstore with 2 of her best friends, and all she cares about is reading novels and reading romance novels, and really men outside of her books don't measure up to her expectations. So it's a little bit hard. But what happens is that she is actually in love with her older brother's best friend ever since she was like in her awkward teenage years. And then she never sees him again. And then she puts him out of her mind until he returns back into town and he stirs up all these emotions within her that she completely forgot. And then what happens is that our female heroine is sick and tired of being single and she is ready to mingle. So she asks her brother's best friend to actually help her set her up on dates so that she can find her true loved one. And then what happens actually is that our hero is in love with her but doesn't really know what to say to her to make her believe that his feelings are true. And there's a lot of moments where they are on the same page but they're too afraid to be vulnerable with their emotions and they both can't take it no more. And absolutely love this chick lit novel. It was definitely very fun. So the next song actually took over music charts and top music charts. It wasn't even supposed to. It's always like very fun and entertaining when OST songs top music charts because it just means that A, the show was very influential, or B, the song plus the show was very influential, or C, the song was just really good. So this one is actually from Gaho and it's called Start. And this song is about someone who is so tired of living their old life and that they want to achieve more. So they begin and it's to start and they put aside their fears, they put aside their anxiety, and they just want to do what they have to do to accomplish their goals. They're no longer afraid of failure. So this one is definitely kind of like a song that you will listen to if you feel like you're an underdog. So it's a very empowering song. So I definitely can see why it was topping the charts. And this OST was for a show called Itaewon Class. So this one I decided to relate it back to one of my favorite romantic comedies that was ever written, and it's one of my favorite books. This one's called Can You Keep a Secret by Sophie Kinsella. And if you didn't know what this book is about, it's about a female heroine who is the underdog of the story. She has lived through her life kind of like moving between different careers, never really settling down, never really knowing what's her next step and her next move. So when she lands like kind of like a admin job in this office, she is grateful for it and she feels like that she can really develop her career in there no matter what her family might say, no matter what her cousin might say and things like that, and that ruin her self-esteem. And then it's there where she learns to kind of step up for herself and to talk back and to express herself and to really fight for the things that she really wants, especially in her career and also in her life and romantic life as well. I absolutely love this novel because there were pivotal moments in this book where our female heroine actually kind of grows a backbone and stands up for herself. So if you want to read a romance novel featuring an underdog character and also listen to the song Start, definitely pick this one up. So the next song is actually from another favorite group of mine. This one I actually stan so much, and I kind of leaned back from watching variety shows and like videos of this group because every time I watch this group I get very emotional and I start crying, and I just don't want to cry that much anymore. So I'm falling behind on this one, but I still listen to their music, and this group is actually NCT DREAM. And this group is very young, at least to me, because I'm 26 and all the members are like 21, 22 and under, which is it's a little young. So I don't stan them for their looks, I stan them for their music and for their personalities. So NCT DREAM actually came out with a new album, and one of the songs that I really liked from that new album is called Dive Into You. And the song is about liking someone and then falling deeply in love with them and wanting to dive into them and to like lose themselves and to not hold back. And this song has lyrics where one person actually is unsure of the other person's feelings and they're unsure if they reciprocate their feelings. So there's a little bit of angst in the song too as well if you listen to Jaemin's rap. So I really like that part and I really like the lyrics, and I thought it was a fresh summer song. So the book that I would relate it back to is actually a novella from a new to me author that I randomly picked up one day on Kindle Unlimited, and her name is Cassie Mint. And the book that I randomly picked up was actually called Pool Girl. And now Pool Girl is about a young girl who works at the pool. I think it's like a hotel and it's like an aquarium where she actually dresses up as a mermaid. She really loves swimming. She really loves being underwater. And on her time off, she actually goes to the pool despite always being in the water for her job. She goes to the pool because she's really attracted to the maintenance person at the pool or at the hotel, and he is described to be as a very gruff and grumpy character. He's scarred and he's actually a war veteran, and he has no business of liking someone as young as her, but they do have this really intense romance where they're unsure of each other because our female heroine's insecure about herself and thinks that, you know, someone as attractive as him wouldn't like her back. Meanwhile, our hero actually doesn't think of himself to be so attractive anymore because he has all these battle wounds and his body aches and he's old and he's not the typical, you know, model boy character anymore. So he deals with a lot of insecurities and he's unsure of her feelings. And I think this song definitely relates back to this novella a lot, especially because it talks about water and it's a book about being in the water, and I don't know, it was just a perfect romance novella to me. So the next group that I want to talk about is actually a Korean boy band, and they play instruments. It's a band. They write their own songs. It's from JYP. It's called Day 6. If you guys haven't noticed, I have posters of Day 6 on my wall. I started standing Day 6 a couple years ago, and now I have all their albums, and it's an obsession. My favorite Day 6 member is Wonpil, and then next is Jay, and I just love them so much. So the song that I picked out from them is actually one of my favorite songs called I Loved You, and this song is about someone who really loved a person and then they broke up, and it's just the yearning, it's the angst of you still loving your ex and you thinking about them all the time. And when I think about this, I think about unrequited love too as well, because that person no longer loves them back because they're over it. You know, they broke up with the person, the relationship is over. And when I think about this song, I think about unrequited love, and then I think about, you know, the yearning that you have for someone that you've had a crush on for all your life, but then you kind of grow out of it and you're in your adult years and you start to realize that maybe your crush was very childish, but then you still having those lingering feelings for them. And this book recommendation I have is called Fix Her Up by Tessa Bailey. Now, this one is a very popular romance novel that I'm sure everybody has heard about or has read, but if you're new to reading and you just clicked on this video for K-pop, then definitely pick this one up. This one is about our heroine who has been in love with her older brother's best friend for a majority of her childhood and teenage years, and she has been having this idol image of him. But then when he returns back into the small town that he once grew up in after his diminished baseball career, she starts to have second feelings about him, and she still likes him a lot and cares about him as a friend, but she's starting to feel like that maybe her emotions were too much that is based on his looks and this idea of him instead of the real him. And then she deals with all these emotions of figuring out if her feelings are still true or not. And then meanwhile, our hero is actually seeing her for the first time and falling in love with her for the new version of her, which is her adult version, and also understanding her more of her personality and why she does the things that she does. So I Loved You has this very yearning emotion towards it, and I feel like this book has those same emotions. So the next group that I have is actually SF9, and SF9 is a fairly popular group now. I feel like they're not the topping the charts. They're not being the new BTS or being the new EXO, but SF9 is doing pretty well because majority of the members in that group actually act in dramas. So if you have watched some dramas, you probably have seen them. This song is actually one of my favorite songs that I always listen to. It's called Round and Round. It's a B-track song, so they don't have a music video for it, but they do perform it at music shows because it's such a good song. Round and Round is a song basically about you liking someone and that person maybe liking back you, but you guys are both too afraid to take the one step forward to meet each other in the middle. And so you go round and round in circles of how to go about your emotions, and it gets very frustrating. It's a very angsty song. So for this song, the book recommendation I have for you is actually a book that I picked up many years ago, but I loved it a lot. This one's called Blurred Lines by Laurent Lane, and it's about our two characters who are best friends with each other. They have been best friends all along, but then they believe that they don't have an attraction for each other until one night they have something special together, and then she thinks that this is the best idea ever because they can have a relationship without feelings and that they can just be friends with benefits. But what happens is that they both start to develop feelings for each other, and now they're both very afraid of admitting it to each other. They don't know if the other person likes them back, and this is why the song Round and Round and this angsty novel I feel like matches perfectly. So the last group that I want to talk about is actually Blackpink, and I'm sure if you guys heard of BTS, you guys heard of Blackpink. Blackpink is basically Spice Girls. They're very popular. It's a 4-member group, and they've made bop after bop. Each song tops the charts. Each music video goes into the billions of views. They are insane with the amount of popularity that they have. Once again, I don't stan Blackpink, meaning I don't buy their albums, I don't watch their variety shows, I don't watch their dramas or whatever dramas that they're about to star in. I don't keep up with the latest news, but what I do keep up with is their latest songs. And one of the songs that dominated the charts, many of the songs that dominated charts and that I really liked, is How You Like That, which is a song about being a bad bee. And basically you're telling your ex or the person that hates you because they're jealous of you and your success that you are the best and that you cannot be beat and that everything that you do is perfect and everybody loves you. It's definitely a song that gives you a lot of confidence and it boosts you up a lot, and it's about revenge and getting back at someone by being your best and living a very happy life. Now, the book that I recommend is Practice Makes Perfect by Julie James, and now this one is a legal romance. It involves two lawyers who are pitted against each other for the coveted partnership spot at the firm, and it's to known that if you don't make partnership, basically you are a disgrace and that you should quietly hand in your resignation letter and leave if you don't make partner, which is very toxic and it's very cutthroat. So our hero and heroine are on each other's backs, ready to, point out all the mistakes that each other makes. And they end up actually pranking each other a lot. And it starts off as kind of like by an accident, but then it soon turns off to be very on purpose. And our heroine actually gets back at our hero many times, and it's really fun and it's very entertaining. So I feel like How You Like That definitely represents both of them, where they both always try to top each other off in terms of their hilarious pranks that they have for each other. So anyways, that is it for all the recommendations that I have for you for some of my favorite songs. Hopefully you guys picked up some books to add to your TBR, or maybe you have new songs to add to your Spotify playlist. I'll be listing all the songs in my description so that you guys can listen to the songs while also looking for the next book to read. But until next time, I'll see you guys again. Bye.